which would set up a Torquay.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Torquay beating Ocean Grove beating Torquay yesterday.
Torquay Queenscliff first semi. Interesting.
So here, East Geelong 9.963, Winchelsea 3.15.33. East will have the aid of the breeze in the final term, kicking to the southern end of the ground.
And the Clues has gone forward at least.
Too late.
Well, what was that, Grubby?
Oh.
Mouthful of food then, Wale.
Sorry. I'll let me fill it up.
What about his little helper? Came at 3/4 time and asked him if he wanted something from the canteen.
Yeah,
You've
special delivery Jones, they call me.
You've got him well trained, haven't you? Start of the final term. Grubby, if you're listening to, you'll be disappointed you missed out on a fantastic half-time with nobody in there. You would have had a table to yourself. Holmer gets the first tap down, but Chalice gets the first kick to an open centre-half forward for East Geelong. Trotter comes out. Matheson against him. Oliver's there as well. Chalice gets it again. Rides the bump and takes them on. 50 out. Right foot kick to finish towards O'Toole in the square. And Ricky takes the mark. And I think somebody in the box might have said he's okay forward. Dale.
Love to see him forward.
Yes. He kicked 2 today, this for 3, and this for the ultimate start for the Eagles in the final term.
Give the bloke who stands in about 7 inches. Still takes the mark.
So Ricky O'Toole comes in and kicks the goal. So they go to 10-9, 69 East Geelong. They lead Winchelsea 3-15-33. Smith Holden Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard. Minute played.
We gave Chris Gurison a wrap up probably for the job he's done in the middle part of the game. First quarter was all Andrew Chalice's, but he has kept the pegs on him. But maybe the last quarter might be Andrew Chalice's because he had 2 possessions in a row getting that ball down to Ricky O'Toole to kick the goal. So could be a standout quarter for the man.
Stop and go.
Grubby's not happy.
Not happy. missed the big morning afternoon
Missed
tea.
the big afternoon tea. He's not happy.
We're going back for seconds after this too, Greg. We've been invited back. So now with the ball in the middle of the ground, Holmer's doing some ruck work again. Tap down this time. Bolton goes to Reese. Now he's taken high, so there's going to be a free kick to Josh Reese. Probably the best game I reckon I can see Josh Reese play all year. He's been good in most games, but today he's been exceptional.
Hard in and under today.
Yep. A little bit of slipness, a little bit of condition might suit him. The kick wasn't good. He's going to hit Bolton, or Bolton landed front and square to him. Chalice comes across, doesn't get the handball, but he goes back and tries to collect it again. Oliver put his head over the ball. Chalice takes it out of his hand. Oh, Holmer just threw it out of the pack, and he got away with it because the umpire was on the wrong side and goes towards centre wing. And Van der
What
Kloot
about the smile on his face, too?
He knows.
Primke's not too good there. I don't know what he's done, but he might be coming from the ground also, I would think. He might have done the hammy, I think.
Yep.
And out of the old moo, the calf. And it's going to be Cody Watson who brings the ball back towards the half-forward line. Up in the pack. Oh, Mackenzie's got to pay it. Thought Park had a bit of a hold on that as well. But Mackenzie is going to be rewarded with the fee mark and now plays on and goes back towards the centre half-forward position. Coming up, McClure doesn't take the mark. Puts his head over the ball. He's done all right there. He gets the ball out towards Stephen. He can't take it. Handball goes out. Went towards Priddle towards Chalice. And he's off and running again. Handball's over the top to Spiner. Spiner back inside. And had Stephen from centre half forward, loads up, goes long, and Budavalis doesn't take the mark, and we'll see the ball go over the boundary line.
What do you reckon? He walked past, I reckon, calf.
Had a history of the move.
I reckon this the way he was walking past. It was more calf than hamstring. Just with my doctorate, of course, that I've got.
So now Graham does the ruck work, takes it down to Ricky O'Toole, back towards Spiner, gets on his left side, got round the first one, straightened himself up and then went bang. It's going to get ugly.
Yep.
It's 11-9 now for the East Geelong side. 3:15 to Winchelsea. We've gone 4 minutes. Final quarter. Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Not that there's been a great deal of interest at times. You would have thought on the Winchelsea's part. I think there could be complete disinterest before this game is out. I think you use the right word, Wale. I think this could get very ugly. This has got all the potential to be a significant blowout. And special comments from the special comments
well,
via
I can't
SMS.
mention the first word, Dr. Mumbles.
That's why I haven't been. That's why I haven't been around, Grubby. I've been studying my medical all year.
Back to the middle. Homer and Bolton. Homer gets it down. Kick off the ground by Gerson. Goes towards Sawney at half forward. Handballs it away to Stephen. That was Drew Stephen on the right foot. Smith in front of Mensch. And does well. Smith to get it away towards centre wing. Comes towards Reese. Gerson though. Wrapped up. Umpire says play on. Thought he might have got a push in the back. Umpire said play on now. Pack develops around them. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Centre wing. Out of side. 11-9-75 East. Winch 3. 15-33. Ball up. Homer. Bolton come from the same side. Sponner through the middle. Leaves it in the end. Tom Stephen. Can't take it with him. And the umpire come in with a bit more work to do. Still on centre wing. Balls it up now. Homer tries to thump it down. Tipping. Leaves without it. Big thump away by Priddle. Now Sponner to run onto it and Chalice. Chalice gets it up to Sponner. Usually a good finisher. This time he kicks it into Byron Matheson, who was right in front of him. Bozzer around the corner. Puts it in the car park. Out of bounce on the full. That just about
sums it up, doesn't it?
Sums the day up for Winchelsea. So East Geelong with the free kick. Oh, seriously. Popping pedantic at the 6 minute mark of the final.
Blood rule white. That's why he's blown the whistle.
A bit of blood on the knee. Flowing profusely.
So Gerson has to come off.
We've got anyone to go on?
Break in play. That's all we need.
Oh, did Bonner come back on? I don't think he has. I
haven't seen him.
No, I reckon he got a heavy blow to the head. He might have had a little bit of concussion, I think.
Venables off the ground again too.
Yeah, I don't think he was right either.
So have to wait for
Tawny. I think it's a Tawny coming back on, I think.
Murphy it is, I think. Murphy comes on.
It is.
Yep. So he'll have to make his way onto the ground. He has, and they've called play on. Chalice's kick towards Graham. Went out a bit in the third quarter, Graham, after a great first half. Can't pick it up, needs some help. He picks it up in the end, then he drops the football. Hassled out of it. McClure across half back. Chips the footy out to Murphy just on the ground. Takes the mark and runs through centre wing. Handballs it to Holmer. Just gets him, the big fella. Right foot kick towards Mensch. Can't pick it up, can't take it with him. Smith goes to the outer side to Chalice. Chips the ball over the top to Sponner, who's come into it. The left half forward, goes to the left foot, kick the lead on. Out in front, Jones, over the back, Trotter. Coming out at McKenzie. Oh, ripped off the football, should get a free kick. An advantage paid. Budavalis can run away for the Blues. Goes towards centre half back. Oh, McFarlane should have taken the football. Chalice will make him pay. Little right foot kick, perfect to Parker. And he'll shoot for goal from 40 out directly in front.
Every time he gets that ball, he's just that first 2 or 3 steps and then
bang, bang,
he's away.
Yeah.
He's going to be good at Newtown next year, isn't he?
What, another one?
Chalice gone. Signed. Delivered.
Menchie's finally coming from the ground.
Venables coming back on. Trotter coming from the ground to be replaced by Kane Marsh. Luke Parker, who's kicked 1 goal today. Gone back on the Mitchell Johnson. It's a good run-up. Comes in. Left foot. Oh! McKenzie gets up there and got a hand to it. The goal umpire has got no idea.
She is.
Says a goal.
That was a fair lead. That
was a fair lead.
That was a great lead.
They want some highlights.
That's the highlight. Luke Parker kicks his second.
Hey, run that one back, Fano. There's one of your fatty footy flashback footy thingies.
Oh,
there you go. I'm waiting for it.
No, you're going to cop a text message now.
12, that was deliberate.
12-9-81 East Geelong.
We've already been ripped out of $1,000 from last week.
Winchelsea 3-15-33. St.Albans Suzuki final quarter scoreboard. 9 minutes played.
Grubby is still over the 5. Back in the middle of the ground, Bolton up easy now. Over the top, Reese back into the half-forward line. Vanderkluis has gone back, trying to steady the flow of play back there. So Vanderkluis has the ball. McKenzie's the running player. He's ignored so far. He still stands in space. Now he uses him. Kick was only just good enough. McKenzie made it good. And he takes the mark just outside the centre square, but in the defensive end. Asking the players to come at him. He goes long and wide. McClure's out there, but the mark's not going to be taken by him because in front is Poynton, and he will turn East Geelong's defence back now into attack. Hayden Graham's continued to work, which has been good to see today. Ball back there. McKenzie, hand up, gets the ball to ground. Picked up there, and it was taken out of the contest by Watson. Handballs to Ricky O'Toole. Steadies himself. Good look, went over the top, but unfortunately Van der Klooster backfilling the hole, has read that well. And he's taken the mark. He plays on the left foot, kicks in forward. And the mark taken by Tipping, who goes backwards to Murphy, who continues to run now. Kicks towards the wing. I'm not too sure who he was going for. But it ends up in the hands of Robbie Chamberlain there. He goes back towards Josh Reese. Inside the field of play. I think he had the first one. Sammy's just asking the question. No, out of bounds, says Sammy. Had a good look at that.
Let's get involved, Sam.
I think it was the right decision.
I think it was the right decision.
I think he did take the second one over the boundary line, but Sammy thought about it for a long time. Went to the video, got the ball down. Graham doing the ruck work. Oliver running onto it, picked up by Trotter, left it behind. Handballs to Oliver. Oliver's taken in the tackle, tore it down, just lying over the top. Can't see the umpire, not too sure what he's doing. Ball up by the looks of it. Deep in the forward line. So East Geelong with another opportunity. Lead by almost 10 goals at the present time. Graham does the ruck work. Down in the contest. Kicks around the body. Back to the goal square. Jones in front. Budavalis does well. Spoil from behind. Knocks the ball over the boundary line. Again, just waiting for the umpire to restart it. But Holmer going to do the ruck work up against Graham. Holmer misses the ball. Graham taps it back towards the square. Jones tries to force his way through the contest. Kicked off the ground by Sharp and pushed through for minor score to East Geelong. So they're now 12-11. 3-15 to the Winchelsea side. 11 minutes gone, final quarter.
Quick kick in. And to Van der Klooster. He goes wide. Winchelsea with the numbers. And they kick around the corner back towards McFarlane, who can run onto it. Centre wing, gets wrapped up, drops the football in the tackle. Reese in the middle, tries to dance his way through, can't do so. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Centre wing out of side, 12-11-83 East Geelong, which we'll see 3-15-33. 12 minutes played, final turn, ball up. Chapman to do the ruck work up against Higgins. Falls to the side of the pack. Handball over the top. Winchelsea with the run. Stephen draws a player. Terrible handball though. Missed a target. Smith falls over the crucial stage. Winchelsea had the numbers, but they can't pick the footy up at half forward. And still fighting hard for it. The umpire says play on. Pack develops. The umpire will come in and ball it up right half forward flank. Winchelsea into attack. Northern end of the ground. Mercy rule shortly, hopefully. Back of the pack.
12 minutes in.
Oh, well. Come on.
KO's in the box. There's no chance of that. Easter in front and KO's in the box. We'll be here till the bitter end.
Ruck contest. Right half forward. Nobody really can get an effective possession over there. And we will have a boundary throw in. See if you can have a crack, Dale. See if you can get it out of there.
So we're on the half-forward line. It's at least in the attacking end for the Winchelsea side at this present time. Haven't been there too often in this quarter. Ball tapped down, picked up. Murphy, little kick, round the body, towards the forward pocket, picked up by Parker. Went out wide towards Smith. He's on the ground, picked it up, went back to Parker, and Parker dribbles along the ground. Gains about 20. So they put the ball back outside their forward, with the defensive 50. And with the umpire collect the ball. Not too sure where he's going, but he's gone back a fair way. What was further around, but anyway, ball thrown back in. Holmer, big tap, back towards the pocket. Going in to pick the ball up. A free kick there, won by Smith.
Too late to have a tiff now, boys.
Luke Parker, he says he wants to go on with it a bit. Footy next week, son. You want to keep your nose out of that. So Smith now in the back pocket goes back towards the centre wing. Coming up to East Geelong players. Went for the ball. Porton took the mark. Handballs over to Chalice. Chalice handball to Parker. And went back to Chalice and puts the afterburners on. Took the first bounce. Sped through and kicks the ball to the half-forward line. Sponner can't take the mark. With him is Bayless. Bayless goes back and collects the ball. He kicks back into the middle of the ground. Only as far as Trotter. Knocks the ball away. Picked up there by Sponner, who goes looking towards Jones again. Over the top. Budavalis has done pretty well back there on Jones. Van der Kloos the first to get back. Picks the ball up. Put himself under pressure, but is able to get the ball wide to McKenzie. Nice looking kick, good finish. McKenzie kicked round the body and went outside 50. And the mark has been taken out there by tipping, I think, on the far side of the ground. Delivers the ball back to the point of the square. Coming up, meeting the ball. McClure takes a mark, gets to his knees and gets up again now. So this is where they've fallen into a bit of trouble this afternoon. The next kick's got to be good. It was actually Higgins that had that mark. This time it's McClure that takes the ball. He goes on his left foot, continues to roll, goes to Venables. Running player, Holmer, can run in here, run towards goal, takes a bounce, can take one, can take two, but he decides just to roll it through for a goal. And he has his first goal of the afternoon. And the fourth now for the Winchelsea side. They're 4 goals, 15. They trail East Geelong on 12-11. 15 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. Smith's Holden buzzes out your scoreboard.
Unfortunately, too late, too sorry, but good little reward for Holmer. He's probably been one of Winchelsea's best today. And McClure getting involved there too, and it's one of the two guys but that really needed to stand up and kick a score for Winchelsea, but the ball has not been down there enough. What are you doing, checking your Tats Lotto tickets?
Checking race 7 at Mildura for him.
Oh, beautiful.
It's probably not on yet, is it? So we're back in the middle of the ground. Looks like Higgins is going to do some ruck work now with Holmer going to full forward. They have a bit of a spell for the rest of the afternoon. Ball comes down, picked up by Josh Reese. Handball goes out wide. Missed his target running pass, which was Poynton. It goes towards Oliver. Sharp is also there, but they're working hard towards the boundary line. Poynton gets in front now and is happy enough to see the ball roll, and it will be over the boundary line.
Well, that's a crunkling sound of paper. That can't be good.
We don't like the crinkling sound of paper.
Not when they're betting tickets.
And the ball, just trying to get a message through here, but the ball's gone back into the half-forward line. Good sport from McClure over the back. And it's going to be going through, picked up there by Parker. Parker went one way, went back on his left foot, went out wide, had Reese all standing by himself. Told the play on now by Chalice. Looking further afield, goes towards Bolton. Over the top of the head, Jones read the flight of the ball well, goes by hand back to Trotter. Had an option to go back out wider, but went back looking for Chalice. Goes back and collects it, puts it on his boot towards Chalice. Oliver knocks it away from him, goes back towards the boundary line, kicks round his body, but again, Trotter read the flight of that ball well and has taken the mark. So he has a player fairly wide, but he goes short towards Reese, fends off, and now decides to load up and goes back towards the goal square. McKenzie, good mark, going back with the flight of the ball. And goes now to Van der Kloos, who plays on. He goes out long, looking for, can't find his teammate, ends up in the hands of Marsh. Marsh, I think he was trying to go outside the contest, picked up there by Stephen, went back over the top, tipping, kicks the ball along the ground, only as far as, well, he's a couple of metres in front of himself. Tornier can't get the ball. Stevens put his head down, picked the ball up, handballed out, put his teammate under pressure, and the tackle has been made. And it's going to be a ball up in that position. And it's just outside their forward 50. So the ball's been thrown up, and again it's picked up there by Sharp. He worked his way through the contest, tackled by Matheson. A good chase, so they haven't given it away fully. Matheson up to his feet and went towards Oliver. Oliver across the ground will find Van der Kloos in space by himself. Has plenty of time to look further afield, and that's a nice looking kick, and he'll find Higgins. So on the defensive side, he spins the ball back into the middle of the ground. Kick needed to be good, but going back Poynton, he takes the mark. So again, East Geelong have got a chance to come back the other way now, and he kicks long into towards Jones at centre half forward. McKenzie up over the top, loves to have a run and a jump at the ball. Handball goes out the back, coming through Matheson. He's tackled by Jones, brought to ground, picked up by Bolton. He's still working hard back there, and he's keen to see the ball stay in the defensive, or their forward attacking end. Picked up by Trotter. Handball goes back to Josh Reese, and it's not going to get out. Yes, it is, because now it is Higgins who emerges with the football. Goes back into the middle. Kick needed to be good. Wasn't. Watson interception. Played on. Put himself under pressure. Handball backs to Chalice. He looks further afield. Target's going to be Ricky O'Toole. It's out in space in front. Good ball from behind by Dunkley. Might have the pace in the ground. Does so and kicks back to the wing. Going to be a 2-on-1 situation. Dylan O'Toole should be the first one to arrive. Handball's back to Stephen. Had support. And now he goes back towards centre half forward. Jones again up. Can't make the contest. Taken by McKenzie. He leans over the top of it. Tries to get to his feet. Work his way through. Umpire says it's going to be a ball up. And a ball up will take place just outside forward 50, which is the Winchelsea on 4:15, 12-11 East Geelong.
20 minutes played, final term. Ball up. Over the back of the pack, Gurison. Wrapped up, not going anywhere.
Going through them all now.
Number 5 paid $19, the winner, so you haven't got that one. Ball up. Right.
Gamble responsibly.
Right, absolutely. Gamble responsibly. Well, he had $1 on it, so that's fine. Kick from the ruck contest towards Samurai Dunkley. Comes through the middle. Can't take it with him. Got to push in the back. Yeah, without the footy. We'll take the free kick. Chapman comes at it. Oh, I don't know what that's all about. 50. They're 10 goals up.
And you give someone an elbow to the chops.
And he does that.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's not good.
Silly boy. Silly boy. So Dunkley will bring it down to centre half forward. Kicks now. Goes to leader Rob Chamberlain, who plays for East Geelong. Chapman. Handball's chopped off. Watson made it okay. Parker goes towards centre wing. Out there pointing. I think he's happy for the boundary line, but he keeps it in. Does pretty nicely. Draws a play and handballs it to Reese, who runs through half forward. Right foot kick long. Marsh and McFarlane. Marsh has the sets. And he's taken the mark in the left forward pocket. Will wheel around probably and kick the goal. He's only 20 metres out. He comes around and he kicks a goal. So K Marsh kicks his first of the afternoon.
He's been quiet.
The 13th for East Geelong. 13-10-88. They lead Winchelsea 4-15-39. And that's on the Smith Holden Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard. 22 minutes played.
Sting well and truly out of the game, of course, but he's been fairly quiet today, Kane Marsh. I don't recall you calling a great deal of his work throughout the day.
No,
missed a
not
couple.
a lot.
Missed a couple, just getting himself back into the action.
Grubby. I tipped this. Jeez, I tipped this. Obviously not working today, Grub, which is good to know.
Yeah. Oh, either that.
Thanks for your help.
Either that or the stop-go intersection's very dangerous.
So we're back in the middle of the ground. Holmer knocks the ball forward, picked up by Sawney. He's tackled. They couldn't get rid of the ball. It was a good tackle there. And it was Luke Parker that had hold of his jumper and span him, and he couldn't get the ball out. But it's going to now be a return to the forward line. All the play on by the umpire. So Parker decides to go long. Out looking towards Marsh. Come out. Doesn't take the mark at ground level. It's going to be both Sponner and also his opponent there in tipping. Tipping goes to his knees, gets to off the knees. Campbell's over the top. Tried to get it back himself, went towards the boundary line, and it's gone over. We'll throw him back in.
Cooters home, 33 points up.
Oda Cooters.
23 minutes of tick by. They're out by 50 points at the present time, or close enough to. The ball thrown back in. Holmer taps the ball down. It's picked up there by Chapman, though, and he goes into the half-forward line. Sponner, good position. Coming through, was pointing, left the ball behind. At ground level, it's now Matheson, just a little toe poke, gets the ball outside 50, going back and collect it will be Marsh. Support from Sponner, handball goes back towards Marsh on the left foot, kicks it back over the top, and it's picked up by Dunkley. Dunkley's kick was smothered by Sponner once again, in the pocket, drives the ball to the hot spot. Jones doesn't take the mark, ends up in the hands of Van der Klooster, who comes out of defence, had plenty of time, delivered the ball out wide. Running player McKenzie, also Tornier, both there. McKenzie left to take the ball. Good work there by Stevens. And I think McKenzie held the ball up. Must be a candle. Someone's blowing out something.
Loves
ball.
being involved, Sammy. Loves it.
The ball with the umpire again, back in front of the East Geelong coaching box. Ball thrown back in. Bolton gets the ball down, goes towards Oliver. And it's going to be Murphy, little toe poke. And then Marsh decides he'll do the same thing. Tipping goes back, collects it. Handball to Tornia. Unfortunately, didn't receive the ball. Sharp went at it and let it go. Umpire says it was illegal. And a free kick goes to Tornia. So on from Winchelsea in the centre half back position. There's a player out wide, and Bayless goes out wide, takes the mark.
Nah.
Goes back in the middle. Mark taken there. And Stephen gets himself out of the glue pot and will go wide. And it's going to be a scrumbly bit of play out there. What Scrunch you have to say? I missed that.
Scrunch says we can call it.
Oh, we can call it?
He's confident.
Scrunch has got the fat lady singing.
Where's Dick? Should be here somewhere. Come on, just blow the hooter.
25 minutes have gone.
Ridiculous.
It is at
Come
this
on,
stage.
KO.
It's on the half, between half forward and wing. Far side of the ground, Holmer taps the ball down. East Geelong with the numbers around the contest. It's fed out the back, kicked off the ground by Tornia. Bolton's there. He can be first to arrive, keeps the ball moving, taps it back only as far as Holmer. Holmer's kept it. Handball went to Bolton. Bolton went back over the top, picked up there and went out wide, went looking for Poyton. He dives on the ball. It might be Stephen out there. I think it is. It is. He's tackled by the jumper. Goes over the top. Smith just taps it forward. Picked up by Parker. Spins out of trouble. Goes towards Chalice. He wants to take them on. Stops and props and goes back. Kicks into the half-forward line to the running player in Poyton. But unfortunately, the ball bounces over the boundary line. And it'll be thrown back in. So at 26 minutes gone, final quarter. East Geelong on 13 goals, 10. Winchelsea on 4-15.
So boundary throw in. Matheson up against Bolton. Neither get an effective tap. Through the middle, Sharp for East Geelong. Kick across half forward. Sponner. That's it for him. He went left and then right, then handballed it back towards Sharp over the top of the Sponner. Tried to tap it on, but a bit fancy. Tipping to Tornia. He wrapped up, gives it back to Tipping. Kick around the corner to Samurai. Takes the mark. Back into the centre square. Sawney gives him a lead. He goes in that direction. Waits for it. Gets around on centre wing. Does well. Burns off Watson. Kicks it back inboard. Gurison has to sit and wait. Does so. And 50.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. Don't even know what he actually did wrong.
So Paul Smith stand here fascinated by the umpire's call, going, what was that for? And Gurison will come down and kick for goal from 25 out directly in front. So at the northern end of the ground, he comes in. I think he's missed it. So that's justice for Paul Smith, he reckons. Or
and pretty much the story of the day.
Yeah, it certainly is. 4-16-40, Winchelsea. And they trail East Geelong 13-10-88. St.Albans Reserve Geelong final quarter scoreboard, 28 minutes played.
So the ball goes out wide. The mark's been taken in the back pocket by Chamberlain. So he's just now quite content to hold things up. He goes short and will find Stephen. He again is inside their defensive 50. So I don't think there's too much urgency in pushing this ball forward. He's asked to play now by the umpire. He goes towards the point of the square. Coming up to meet the ball is Parker. Slowing things down now. He goes long, half forward line. Jones is going to be the target. He's going to get there first. The handball goes back. And Ricky O'Toole went one way, then went back the other way and ran over the boundary line. So the umpire says we'll throw it in on centre wing.
How many goals have been kicked this quarter? 3.
5.
4
and 1.
Yeah,
4 to East, 1 to Winch.
Just looking for a shorter quarter, really.
We had plenty of them yesterday. A free kick again, this time to Holmer in the ruck contest. He was pushed in the back, so he decides to chip the ball back in. Was going to go that way, but now decides he'll go straight down the line and to the forward or centre of the wing. And Mark is taken by Tipping. Tipping up over the top, short kick. Didn't hit the target. Picked up though, and the handball comes over the top to Stephen. Stephen went to Tornia. Tournier had it and has gone back and collected the ball. The handball goes back outside to the running Oliver. Unfortunately, a teammate put his hand in, may have upset his collection of the ball. And the hands and knees, he handballs the ball out. Ricky O'Toole just forces the player towards the boundary line. He's been held up. And another ball-up situation this time. Still in between the wing and the half-forward. So the ball up high, Holmer, down, over the boundary line it goes. Umpires have said it's still in the play. And there's a siren, which will end this quarter at 29.5 minutes and see East Geelong go through to play in the league on next Sunday, isn't it? I think, yes.
It is.
It is. So there was a final score, 13-10-88, 4-16-40 to Winchelsea. Convincing win to East Geelong. Goal kickers for the day. 3 to Ricky O'Toole, 2 to Tyler Jones, 2 to Luke Parker, 1 each to Simon Primpy, Lockie Sponner, Michael Sharp, Clayton Trotter, Steve Point,